What if I told you that inside every single seed is a living plant just waiting for the correct signal to wake it up? Now, some of you might look at me and be like, duh, we know that. But do you actually know what's happening inside that seed? That brings me to my topic today, germination. I figure this is a perfect topic because it is finally springtime and people, myself included, have started planting seeds for their gardens. You could think of the seed as almost like a little survival package med kit for the plant inside. There are three main parts. You have your embryo, the tiny little plant that's inside, the endosperm, which contains nutrients that will be used to fuel or provide energy for the living plant inside the embryo, and you have the seed coat, which surrounds the entire seed, protecting it. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's jump into the process. We are going to begin with imbibition. Imbibition is the first step of seed germination. Some of you may think that seed germination begins when you move that seed from the packet into the soil. That is not the case. Seed germination actually begins when I have my seed in my pot and I add water. Water is the key here. Water is absorbed by the seed. It causes the seed to swell, which softens the coat and makes the seed bigger. There's more room. It also, now here's the important part, it also activates the enzymes that are inside of the seed to begin breaking down the stored starches to be used for energy. Now, water alone cannot do this. Water begins the process, but once it triggers the process, the plant can actually perform cellular respiration now. This is where we bring oxygen into the mix, allowing us to turn those starches into sugars into usable energy. Now, this is where a lot of gardeners and plant parents actually end up killing their seeds. They overwater it because, yes, water is important, but just like anything, too much of anything is a bad thing kind of vibe. Too much water will suffocate your seed and essentially kill it. So you got your pot, you added some water, your seed is now producing energy, feeding that little embryo, little plant inside. This all leads to the emergence of the first structure out of the seed, the radicle. The radicle is a very important structure. It is the first root to break through the seed coat and into the soil. It actually responds to gravity and will grow downward, and its job is to anchor into the soil and start absorbing those nutrients and water that are all in the soil. Now, once the plant anchors itself and it begins absorbing those nutrients and water, it can now begin to grow upwards. This is the part we all love, where we can finally see our little seedling sprouts coming up through the soil. This process is controlled by auxins, which cause the plant to respond to light, and it will actually grow upwards and towards, like if you put it in a window, it'll actually grow towards your window because it is searching for that light. It wants to gather as much of that light as it can. As